You have been told that diabetes is a lifelong disease that only gets worse with time. Stay with me for the next few minutes because today I'm going to break down what most doctors won't tell you about reversing diabetes. Let's first start with the biggest misconception, that is, once a diabetic, forever a diabetic. Let me tell you, this is the worst statement a doctor can tell a patient. Please don't quote me as bad mouthing doctors. I have absolute respect and admiration for those in this noble profession, but I'm also not supportive of the few who may discourage their patients. And I know this because this statement was told to my dad 10 years ago when he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. We took it literally, we gave up all hope on him, and we thought there was no way out. Thankfully, we were wrong. With the right strategies, he was able to reverse his diabetes, and today, for the last 8 years, he has been living a medicine free life after reversing his diabetes completely. So, let me tell you this, that type 2 diabetes is not a death sentence. You are not doomed, you are not stuck with it forever. Your diabetes is not just about high blood sugar, it's the result of a damaged metabolism. And what's the good news? You have everything in your power to set it right. So, why are you told this in the first place? The problem is, most doctors, especially of the past, were trained to manage diabetes, that is, just manage the sugar levels, but not reverse it. So, they see diabetes as a progressive disease that only gets worse. So, they give you medications to keep your sugar levels in check, but they never address the root cause, that is, insulin resistance. Another thing to note here is that there are so many people becoming diabetic today and so many people with other metabolic conditions that lifestyle changes and metabolic changes are needed, but there are not enough professionals to help patients do these necessary changes. Another main problem here is that in our healthcare sector, especially in India, the doctor to patient ratio is so low that doctors have absolutely no time to be able to follow up with every patient of theirs and see to it that every patient is doing the necessary changes and getting their results, right? So there are so many loopholes in there. Let's not get into too many details, but let me tell you again that diabetes can be set right. If you are diabetic, it does not mean you have to live with it for the rest of your life. That's it. Another major misconception is that medication will fix diabetes. If you are under the impression that medicines are enough, no, it's not. When you were first diagnosed with diabetes, just recall your doctor gave you tablets. Initially, they worked, your sugar levels came under control, but over time, you developed resistance to those medicines. The same dosage that worked before, it's no longer enough. So what happens? Your doctor increases the dosage. Fast forward a few years, the tablets are not enough anymore. Now there is more damage to your metabolic organs. Now you're put on insulin. This is the harsh reality of conventional diabetes management. It does not fix insulin resistance, it just manages blood sugar temporarily until your body stops responding. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. If you fix the root cause, that's insulin resistance, you can stop this entire cycle. So, if you are only depending on the medications prescribed by your doctors, that may not be a wise thing to do. Yes, medications are important, but it's not the only thing for you to be dependent on, because diabetes, again, is a complex metabolic issue that requires the right strategies, plan, consistent follow up to reverse it. So, that's where it should begin with. It should begin with you and a supportive coach who can take you to where you cannot take yourself.